Hello class, welcome to week 4. Can you believe we're already 4 weeks in? One thing before we get started, I just wanted to remind you that at any point you can view your grades under view grades. Some of you aren't making the minimum number of posts weekly and it is affecting your grade. So make sure you click on view grades so that you can see what your grade looks like since you haven't been posting weekly. Also, view grades is a great opportunity to keep track of what your grade is and to view my comments, and you can just know where you stand. Another thing before we get started, I wanted to talk about the writing calendar. I had an announcement this week about keeping track. I wanted to show you this. This is an example of my own writing calendar from my own writing life. You'll notice that every day I've just written a little thing in here, like how many words I've written that day. I'm actually super excited because I had a goal to write 500 words a day, and which would equal 15,500 words for the month. And my total word count for the month was 44,509. So I'm pretty excited about that. I always put this right behind my writing desk, right here. So that as I'm done writing every day, I can just turn around and write the word count, and there it is. Moving along, this week we discussed showing versus telling. Be sure that you check into the response that I posted. You'll notice that the board has been moved to the end of the list. But make sure that you check the response. One of the things I addressed in there is how people may choose to tell instead of show if they have a word count limit. However, this is not always true. Rawboned, which I referenced in the thread response, is an online literary publication that tells a story in 750 words or less. They're doing a contest right now for 500 words or less. So that's flash fiction. Another really great resource for something like that is Lydia Davis. She is a writer who I have used in class several times in my story structure class. Her writing is usually very short and it appears to be telling when in fact it is showing. A couple of you are in my story structure class and can attest to that. So those of you who are still struggling with showing versus telling, maybe check out Lydia Davis and see what she has to say. Another thing, if you have not gotten a copy of this, now is the time. We have like a month and a half until we are discussing this, but in my experience, it's always better to get the book and to read as much as you can now. You have some work, you have a packet due on it's like February 23rd. It's the last Monday in February. You have the writing calendar revision due March 2nd, and you have a couple of other things coming up in March. So if you don't have any assignments due for a while, why not start reading now? Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. As you're reading, I want to encourage you to annotate. I myself just this week read The Orchid Thief by Susan Orlean. Very excellent book. Susan Orlean will be at Yavapai College on February 27th, plug, and so I thought, hey, I should probably read something that she's written if she's coming. But I use this as an illustration of annotating. So if you are starting the lowland, make sure that you're underlining and writing in the margins as you go, because this will help with discussion when it comes down to it. Because you're going to get to a point in discussion where you say, oh yeah, that one part where she does the thing and talks to the person, and you're like, where was that? Well, then you can find it. Another thing is if, for example, I think the class hasn't appropriately read the book, then I might be assigning an annotation. And if I assign an annotation, then you're going to need quotes from the book, and this will help you find quotes in the book. So But all of you will be reading, of course, so I won't have to assign an annotation, one would think. Okay. Aside from that, great work. Keep up the good work. You don't have any major assignments due for a little while. Like I said, like February 23rd. So get the book, read the book, and keep up with your weekly work. All right, see you online.